The screech of tires ripped through the crisp autumn air like a gunshot, and Levi's heart slammed against his ribs as he watched the flames lick up the side of his birthday gift, the cherry-red Mustang his grandfather had surprised him with just hours earlier. "You're a disgrace to this family, Levi, a goddamn abomination." His father's voice boomed from the driveway, face twisted in rage, while his mother stood frozen beside him, tears carving rivers down her cheeks but her hands clutching the gas can like a lifeline. In that instant, as the car he'd dreamed of since he was a kid crumpled into a pyre of twisted metal and shattered dreams, Levi knew his coming out wasn't just words anymore. It was war. Levi Harlan had turned 18 that morning in the sleepy town of Willow Creek, Nebraska, where cornfields stretched like golden oceans under endless blue skies, and everyone knew your business before you did. The Harlan family farm sat on the edge of town, a weathered two-story Victorian with peeling white paint and a wraparound porch that creaked under the weight of too many unspoken secrets. Grandpa Elias had driven in from Omaha at dawn, his old pickup rattling like it might fall apart any second, towing the Mustang behind it on a flatbed trailer. "Happy birthday, kiddo," he'd said, his voice gravelly from years of chain-smoking Camels, eyes twinkling behind wire-rimmed glasses. "This beauty's been mine since '68. Figured she'd suit a young buck like you better than dustin' up in my garage." Levi had thrown his arms around the old man, inhaling the familiar scent of pipe tobacco and motor oil, his throat tight with a joy he hadn't felt in months. Grandpa Elias was the only one who got it, who didn't flinch when Levi talked about boys instead of girls in hushed tones during their fishing trips by the Platte River. "Love's love, son," Elias had grunted once, reeling in a bass. "Don't let these small-town fools tell you different." The rest of the family, Levi's parents, Harlan Sr., and Margaret, were pillars of the local Baptist church, their lives a rigid grid of Sunday sermons, Friday night football, and pretending the world hadn't changed since Reagan was president. The celebration started innocent enough: cake from the diner downtown, chocolate with vanilla frosting, Levi's favorite. His little sister, Becca, 12 and all freckles and braids, had giggled as she smeared icing on his nose. But then Levi's mom found the Polaroid tucked in his wallet, a blurry shot of him kissing a boy from summer camp last year, snapped by a jealous bunkmate and passed around like contraband. The air in the kitchen thickened instantly. Margaret's hand flew to her mouth, the knife clattering to the counter. "Levi, what is this?" Her voice was a whisper, but it carried the weight of judgment. Dad exploded first, slamming his fist on the oak table that had seen 3 generations of Harlans. "You think you can just waltz in here and poison our home with this filth? On your birthday?" Becca scampered upstairs, her eyes wide as saucers. Levi stood there, 16 years of bottled-up truth spilling out in a rush. "I'm gay, Dad. I can't change it. And I won't hide it anymore." The words hung like smoke, and that's when Dad stormed out to the driveway, Mom trailing with numb steps, and the gas can from the shed. Levi bolted after them, barefoot on the gravel that bit into his soles. "Dad, please. Grandpa gave that to me. It's mine." But Harlan Sr. was beyond reason, his face purple with the kind of fury born from fear and Bible verses twisted into weapons. He doused the Mustang in a whoosh of accelerant, the fumes stinging Levi's eyes, and flicked his Zippo. The fire roared to life, devouring the leather seats, the chrome grille, the dreams Levi had pinned on freedom, driving out of Willow Creek toward a life where he could breathe. Grandpa Elias tried to intervene, hobbling out with his cane, but a shove from Dad sent him sprawling. "Stay out of this, old man. You've been filling his head with your liberal bullshit." Elias hit the ground hard, his glasses cracking, but he locked eyes with Levi over the inferno. "It's okay, boy. It's all gonna be okay." Those were the last words Levi heard from him that night before the ambulance sirens wailed and the neighbors gathered like vultures, whispering about the troubled Harlan boy. In the days that followed, Willow Creek closed ranks. Church on Sunday became a gauntlet of pitying stares and pointed prayers for Levi's deliverance. Mom baked pies in silence, her eyes red-rimmed, while Dad slept on the couch, a bottle of Jack Daniels his new best friend. Becca slipped him notes under his door. "I love you anyway." But Levi felt the walls closing in. School was worse. Lockers slammed with slurs scrawled in Sharpie. Gym class a minefield of shoved shoulders and locker room taunts. "Faggot Harlan thinks he's special," the quarterback sneered, and Levi swallowed the bile, dreaming of escape. That's when Isaiah Washington entered the picture, like a storm cloud on a drought-stricken plain. Isaiah was the new kid from Chicago, transferred senior year because his dad's job at the John Deere plant demanded it. Tall and lean, with skin like polished mahogany and a fade that hugged his skull just right, he moved through the hallways like he owned them. Easy smile, Timberlands scuffing the linoleum, a backpack slung over one shoulder stuffed with sketchbooks and dreams of art school. Levi first noticed him in English class, where Mr. Hargrove droned on about the Great Gatsby and the green light across the bay. Isaiah raised his hand, voice smooth as bourbon. "It's not just about the dream. It's about chasing it even when everyone says you can't. Like, Daisy's the light, but Gatsby's blind to how toxic it is. Real love, that's the risk worth taking." Levi's pulse quickened. He scribbled in his notebook, stealing glances at Isaiah's profile, the way his lips curved when he argued a point. After class, as lockers clanged shut, Isaiah caught his eye. "Yo, you're Levi, right? Saw you at the bonfire last weekend. That shit with your car. Messed up." Levi froze, heat flooding his cheeks. The whole town had seen the smoke, heard the rumors. "Yeah, well, family tradition, I guess." Isaiah chuckled, low and warm. "Tradition's overrated. Name's Isaiah. You draw? I saw your doodles in class." Fire. They fell into step toward the parking lot, the October wind whipping leaves around their ankles. Isaiah pulled out a sketch pad, flipping to a page of charcoal portraits. Faces alive with emotion, eyes that pierced the soul. "This one's my little brother back in Cheetown. Miss him like hell." Levi traced the lines with his finger. It's beautiful. Makes them feel seen." Isaiah's gaze lingered, something electric sparking in the space between them. "You too, man. I see you." That night, Levi lay in bed staring at the water-stained ceiling, the ghost of the Mustang's flames flickering behind his eyelids. For the first time since the fire, a sliver of light cracked through the darkness. Isaiah's number burned in his phone, a text unsent. "Thanks for seeing me back." He hit send before doubt could claw it away, and when the reply buzzed minutes later, "Anytime." "Coffee tomorrow?" Levi smiled into the pillow, the first real one in weeks. Their first date wasn't a date. Not officially, just coffee at the diner's sticky booths, steam rising from mugs of diner brew as they talked for hours. Isaiah shared stories of Chicago's pulse, jazz clubs in the Loop, street art under the L tracks, the ache of leaving his moms and siblings for this flatland purgatory. Dad's all about the grind, says Nebraska's where real men build things. But me, I want to create, not just fix tractors. Levi opened up too, halting at first, about the farm's endless chores, the weight of his parents' expectations, the Mustang's ashes scattered like his courage. You're brave as hell, Levi. Coming out in a place like this? That's superhero shit. Isaiah's hand brushed his across the formica table, a touch that sent sparks up Levi's arm. He didn't pull away. Instead, he leaned in, heart hammering. Feels more like stupidity some days. Isaiah's eyes softened, thumb tracing Levi's knuckles. Nah. It's the start of something real. By week's end, they were inseparable. Stolen kisses behind the bleachers after Friday night lights, Isaiah's sketches of Levi filling pages, his jawline sharp in profile, laughter lines crinkling his eyes. Levi felt alive, unburdened, like Isaiah was the oxygen he'd been gasping for. But Willow Creek wasn't blind. Whispers turned to stares, then shoves in the hall. Dad found a hoodie of Isaiah's in Levi's room. Get that queer trash out of my house. And the locks clicked shut on Levi's bedroom door that night. Prisoner in his own home. Grandpa Elias recovered enough to visit once. Wheelchair-bound but spirit unbroken. He wheeled into Levi's room while parents were at prayer meeting, pressing a faded envelope into his hand. Read it when I'm gone, boy. And remember, blood don't always mean family. Elias's grip was frail, but his words steel. Levi hugged him tight, memorizing the rasp of his laugh. The way his calloused hands patted Levi's back like he was still that scrawny kid with a fishing pole. Elias passed 2 months later, quietly in his sleep, the obituary in the Willow Creek Gazette reading like a footnote. Beloved farmer, veteran, gone at 82. The funeral was a somber affair under gray December skies, the church pews packed with locals paying respects to the man who'd plowed their fields and fixed their fences. Levi sat in the back with Isaiah, hands clasped under the hymnal, while up front, Dad eulogized his father with scripted piety. A man of God, unyielding in faith. Isaiah squeezed Levi's fingers, a silent anchor. But it was the reading of the will that ignited the powder keg. In Elias's lawyer's office downtown, a stuffy room smelling of old books and stale coffee, the family gathered, Dad and Mom ramrod straight, Aunt Clara dabbing her eyes, Uncle Ray fidgeting with his tie. Levi perched on the edge of a leather chair, Isaiah waiting outside like a secret weapon. The lawyer, Mr. Thibodeau, cleared his throat. Elias Harlan was clear in his intentions. The farm, the savings, $450,000 in the bank, the Omaha house, all to his grandson, Levi Harlan. No conditions. The room erupted. Dad shot to his feet, veins bulging. This is insanity. That boy's ruined us. Parading his perversion like it's proud. Mom gasped, clutching her pearls. Aunt Clara wailed. Elias must have been senile. Uncle Ray muttered about contesting it. Eyes on the dollar signs. Levi sat stunned. The envelope Elias had given him burning in his pocket like a talisman. Isaiah burst in at the commotion, pulling Levi to his feet. We're out. Now. They fled to Isaiah's beat-up Civic, tires spinning gravel as they peeled away. Levi's hands shook as he tore open the envelope, Elias's spidery handwriting spilling truths. I saw what they did to your car, son. Saw the hate in their eyes. But I raised Harlan better once. Failed him, maybe. Won't fail you. This is yours, fight for it. And for that boy who looks at you like you're the son. Love, Grandpa. Tears blurred the ink, but Levi laughed through them. A raw, cathartic sound. Isaiah pulled over by the river, the Platte's waters murmuring like old friends. What now? Isaiah asked, forehead pressed to Levi's. We build, Levi whispered. Together. Winter clamped down on Willow Creek like a vice, snow blanketing the fields in a hush that amplified every creak and whisper. Levi and Isaiah holed up in the cramped apartment above Isaiah's dad's garage, a space that smelled of grease and possibility. Exposed brick walls. Isaiah had started tagging with murals of cityscapes bleeding into prairies, a sagging futon piled with thrift store blankets, and a hot plate where they experimented with ramen hacks and Isaiah's secret recipe for jambalaya from his Chicago roots. It wasn't the farm's sprawling kitchen or the Mustang's open road, but it was theirs, a fortress against the storm brewing back home. The will contest hit like a freight train. Dad lawyered up overnight, hiring a shark from Lincoln who specialized in family disputes, claiming Elias lacked capacity, that the old man's undue influence from Levi's lifestyle invalidated everything. Court dates loomed, depositions where Levi had to sit stone-faced as relatives dissected his grandfather's final days, implying dementia or worse, manipulation by the deviant grandson. Mom called once, voice cracking over the line. Come home, Levi. We can fix this. Pray it away. He hung up, chest aching, but Isaiah was there, brewing tea strong as his resolve. They don't own you, Lev. Not anymore. Isaiah's sketches became their therapy. He'd capture Levi in quiet moments, poring over legal papers by lamplight, jaw set like a prizefighter, laughing at a dumb Netflix binge, head thrown back, or tangled in sheets at dawn, Isaiah's fingers tracing the freckles across Levi's shoulders like constellations. You're my muse, Harlan, Isaiah murmured one morning, lips brushing Levi's collarbone. All fire and fight, their love unfolded slow and deep, a tangle of limbs and late-night confessions. Isaiah admitted his own fears, coming out in Chicago's projects, where fists flew faster than questions, the scar on his rib from a lesson his uncle thought necessary. Levi shared the hollow ache of Becca's silence, the way Dad's belt had whistled once too often for sassing back. But passion wasn't just whispers, it was fire. On New Year's Eve, with fireworks popping over the frozen river, they made love for the first time, clumsy at edges, fervent at core. Isaiah's hands mapped Levi's body like sacred ground, mouths hungry, breaths mingling in the chill air of the unheated loft. I love you, Isaiah gasped afterward, body slick and spent, stars pricking the black sky through the skylight. Levi's heart swelled, words he'd never dared before tumbling free. Love you too. God, Isaiah, don't ever leave. It was a vow, sealed in sweat and starlight, binding them tighter than any ring. Spring thawed the ground but not the feud. The farm auction was scheduled, Dad's doing, to preserve the legacy while the appeal dragged on. Levi drove out alone one dusk, the borrowed truck rumbling past familiar silos, ghosts of childhood hayrides haunting the rear view. The fields looked forlorn, tractors idle, the old barn sagging like Elias's shoulders in his last days. He wandered to the pond where Grandpa taught him to skip stones, the water still as glass. What would you do? Levi whispered to the wind. A heron startled, wings slicing the silence, Elias's laugh, maybe, urging him on. Back at the loft, Isaiah had news. Acceptance to the Kansas City Art Institute. Full ride if he started fall. It's not Chicago, but it's a start. Come with me? Levi's stomach twisted. Chicago dreams clashing with Nebraska roots. The farm a chain he couldn't shake. I want to. But the will. If I lose, we're broke. No art school. No nothing. Isaiah pulled him close, steady as oak. Then we fight harder. Together. The betrayal came swift and sharp, courtesy of Uncle Ray. At the next hearing, Ray testified, swearing Elias ranted about the boy's sins in his fevered final hours, that the will was a spiteful jab at the upstanding family. Levi's lawyer shredded it on cross, but the damage lingered, a poison seeping into headlines. Harlan air battle. Sin or sanity? Willow Creek ate it up. Boycotts hitting Isaiah's dad's shop. Graffiti on their door. Sodomites steal legacy. Levi cracked that night, pacing the loft like a caged wolf. It's all falling apart. Grandpa's gift. Us everything. Isaiah blocked his path, hands firm on Levi's arms. Hey. Look at me. We're not them. We don't burn what we love. He kissed Levi fierce, pouring resolve into every press of lips, until anger melted into need. They collapsed onto the futon, bodies a battlefield of give and take. Isaiah's mouth hot on Levi's throat, Levi's nails raking down Isaiah's back, gasps echoing off brick. It was reclaiming, raw and redemptive, ending in shudders and sobs, Levi's face buried in Isaiah's neck. Can't lose you in this mess. Isaiah stroked his hair. You won't. Summer scorched the plains, cornstalks whispering conspiracies. Becca reached out, a clandestine meet at the county fair, cotton candy clouds and carousel lights masking their nerves. She was taller, braids looser, ice shadowed. Mom cries every night. Dad's drinking again. They miss you, Levi, but they hate what you are. He hugged her tight, inhaling strawberry shampoo. I'm still me, Bex. Tell him that. She slipped him a drawing, stick figure Levi and Elias fishing, labeled family. I made this. For you. It joined Isaiah's sketches on the wall, a mosaic of heartaches and hopes. The trial peaked in August, a sweltering courtroom packed with locals fanning themselves with bulletins. Thibodeau presented Elias's lucid letters, videos of Grandpa coherent and cracking jokes days before. Dad took the stand, voice booming. My father was a godly man. This is theft. But the judge, a no-nonsense woman from Omaha with silver hair and sharper eyes, saw through the bluster. Mr. Harlan, your father's wishes are ironclad. Case dismissed. Elation hit like monsoon rain. Levi hooped in the hallway, Isaiah lifting him off his feet in a spin that drew gasps and glares. Outside, under a sky bruised purple, they kissed unashamed, tongues and tears, hands fisting shirts. We did it, Levi breathed. Isaiah grinned, wicked and wondrous. Now what? Heir apparent. Levi's laugh bubbled free. Burn rubber. With you shotgun. But victory soured quick. Dad ambushed them at the farm that night, deed in hand but rage unbound. You think this ends it? You're no Harlan, not after what you've done. He lunged, fist connecting with Levi's jaw in a crack that split the world white. Isaiah tackled him, shouting for Mom, who appeared wailing from the porch. Becca screamed from the window. It was chaos, sirens, stitches at the ER. Charges Dad dodged with church connections. Isaiah held Levi's hand through it all, ice pack to his swelling cheek. Bastard's not worth it, Levi nodded, but the bruise bloomed deep, a map of fractures. Fall leaves turned the town to flame as they packed for Kansas City. The farm was Levi's now, acres leased to neighbors for income, the house a rental prospect. Mom sent one letter, forgive us. Or don't. But Becca needs her brother. No apology, just a plea. Levi framed it beside Becca's drawing, unresolved but not unforgiven. Isaiah's murals covered the U-Haul, art bleeding into life. On the road, I-80 stretching west, Levi cranked the radio, Springsteen wailing about Born to Run hearts. Isaiah's hand on his thigh, warm and sure. To new beginnings, Isaiah toasted with a gas station Coke. Levi clinked, eyes on the horizon. And us. Always us, yet doubt nipped at heels. Isaiah's phone buzzed more, Chicago calls, art gigs tempting him back. Just talk, he assured, but Levi saw the pull, the city's siren song. One night in a motel off the interstate, neon buzzing outside, they argued, first real one, voices raw. You promised together, Levi yelled, fear masquerading as anger. Isaiah paced, dread swinging. I am, but dreams don't die, Lev. Yours neither, the farm, Willow Creek. What if I'm holding you back? It escalated, words like knives, until Isaiah shoved past, door slamming. Levi curled fetal, sobs racking, alone again, the air to ashes. Dawn brought contrition. Isaiah slipped back in, eyes red. Can't run from this. From you. They collided, apologies in every touch, slow, deliberate. Isaiah's mouth worshipping Levi's skin, mapping scars seen and unseen. You're my home, Isaiah vowed. Thrusts deep and deliberate, Levi arching like a bowstring. Release came shattering, a baptism of sweat and surrender. Promise me, Levi gasped. Always, Kansas City welcomed with jazz horns and skyline glow. Isaiah's dorm was chaos, paint-splattered floors, roommates blasting hip-hop, but Levi's off-campus apartment, funded by farm checks, was sanctuary. He enrolled at community college, agribusiness major, weekends driving back to check fields. Their rhythms settled. Isaiah's late-night inspirations, Levi's study sessions interrupted by wandering hands. Love deepened, layered, lazy Sundays in bed, Isaiah's head on Levi's chest, heartbeat lullabies, arguments over burnt toast dissolving into laughter, quiet fears voiced in dark, like Isaiah's whisper, scared I'll fuck this up. Not good enough for you. Thanksgiving loomed, a minefield. Levi invited Becca, neutral ground city market, turkey from a food truck. She arrived shy, hugging fierce. Missed you, Isaiah charmed with cornbread tales, drawing her out. Family's what you make, he said, winking at Levi. Becca nodded, eyes bright. Like you too, it was bridge building, tentative but true. But shadows lengthened. Dad's letters arrived, vitriol veiled as concern. Come home. End this farce. Uncle Ray sued for undue enrichment, claiming a forgotten loan. Court again. Stress fraying edges. Isaiah withdrew. Sketches darker. Levi's face half-shadowed. Eyes haunted. One night, after a brutal deposition, Levi found him packing. Chicago offer gallery show. 2 weeks. I need this, Lev. To prove I'm more than your sidekick. Betrayal stung like salt in wounds. Now, when everything's crumbling, Isaiah's face crumpled. It's not leaving you. It's breathing. The fight exploded. Accusations flying. Doors slamming. Isaiah left at dawn. Cab taillights fading into fog. Levi drove aimlessly, ending at a overlook. City lights sprawling like broken promises. He called Mom. Voice breaking. I lost him. Her pause stretched eternal. Fight for him, baby. Like Elias fought for you. December's chill seeped into Kansas City's bones. Frost etching the apartment windows like accusations. Levi wandered the hollow space without Isaiah. Couch cushions dented from absent weight. Sketchpads abandoned mid-stroke. The air thick with the ghost of jambalaya spice. Classes blurred into monotony. Farm reports a rote escape. But nights were torment. Replaying the fight. Isaiah's hurt eyes. The cab's red glow swallowing him whole. Becca texted daily. He's coming back. Right? But Levi's replies grew curt. A shield against the void. The gallery show news hit via Instagram. Isaiah's pieces, raw and revelatory, titled Hearts in Exile. Levi clicked through, breath catching at a central work. A massive canvas of 2 figures entwined against a burning car, flames stylized into wings, faces blurred but unmistakable. His own, fierce and free. The caption, for the boy who taught me to rise from ashes. At Levi Harlan, come see. Heart in throat. Levi booked a bus ticket to Chicago. The Greyhound rumbling north through snow-dusted plains. Resolve hardening with every mile. O'Hare's bustle assaulted him. Accents sharp as lake wind. L trains clattering overhead. Isaiah's texts had been sparse. Miss you. Shows tomorrow. Levi crashed at a hostel. Nerves jangling. Wandering the loop till midnight. Picasso's untitled head staring from granite. Bean reflecting distorted selves. Dawn found him at the gallery in Pilsen. Murals exploding color on brick walls. Isaiah's exhibit tucked in a converted warehouse. He slipped in early, anonymous in the crowd of hipsters and critics. Heart pounding as Isaiah took the floor. These are stories of displacement, Isaiah said. Voice steady but eyes scanning. Searching. Loving fierce in places that want you broken. This one's for Willow Creek, for fields that choke and skies that judge. But mostly, for Levi. The man who handed me the match. He gestured to the burning car piece. And Levi stepped forward. Crowd parting like Red Sea. Isaiah froze. Mic trembling. Lev. You came. The room hushed. Then erupted in murmurs as Levi closed the gap. Fists unclenching. Couldn't miss seeing myself on fire. Laughter rippled. Tension shattering. Isaiah dropped the mic, pulling him into a crush of bodies and flashes. Lips crashing. Salt and need. Applause thundering like approval. I'm sorry, Isaiah breathed against his mouth. Won't run again. Levi's fingers tangled in Isaiah's curls. Don't. We're better together. Chicago wooed them over the weekend. Deep dish at Lou Malnati's. Grease-dripping joy. Art Institute wanderings. Hand in hand before Hopper's lonely nighthawks. Isaiah's mom's brownstone. Where Mama Washington enveloped Levi in hugs and greens. Pop grilling him gentle. Treat my boy right. Or answer to me. Becca FaceTimed in. Squealing at the skyline. Take me next time. It was mending. frayed edges stitched with laughter. Nights in Isaiah's childhood bed. Bodies rediscovering rhythms. Isaiah's whispers mapping futures. Gallery in KC. Our place. You and me. Building. But homeward bound. Reality nipped. Uncle Ray's suit dragged into holidays. Dad's shadow looming via voicemails. Drop this, son. Before you lose everything. Levi ignored. Focusing on Isaiah's return. Truck loaded. U-Haul art secured. They rolled into KC New Year's Eve. Fireworks bursting over the Missouri as they christened the apartment anew. Champagne fizz and fevered skin. Isaiah's teeth grazing Levi's hip. Levi's moans a symphony against tile. To us, they toasted at midnight, tangled and triumphant. January thawed into tentative peace. Isaiah balanced classes and commissions. Levi juggling farm oversight and midterms. They hosted game nights, Becca visiting. Cards and chaos. Isaiah's roommate crashing with stories. Love matured. Less wildfire. More hearth. Quiet reads by radiator hum. Isaiah sketching, Levi studying. Levi cooking Isaiah's faves. Burnt edges forgiven with kisses. But fissures showed. Isaiah's wanderlust flickered in late-night scrolls of NYC gigs. Levi's roots tugged via soil-stained calls from tenants. The real storm hit Valentine's. A card from Mom. No hearts, just coordinates for the farm. Come alone. Please. Levi went, dread coiling, Isaiah's kiss lingering like talisman. The house stood sentinel, snow melting to mud. Mom waited on the porch, thinner, eyes hollow. Your father's gone. Liver. 2 weeks in ICU. Wouldn't let us call you. Levi staggered, world tilting. Gone? How? Why? She crumbled, sobs racking. Pride. Levi. Same damn pride that burned your car. Said you weren't his son anymore. They buried Harlan Sr. In the churchyard, frost-crusted graves under leaden skies. Becca clung to Levi, Mom a wraith reciting psalms. Aunt Clara air-kissed. Uncle Ray averted eyes, his suit dropped, cowardice clear. Isaiah stood sentinel, hand in Levi's, facing glares with chin high. At the graveside, Levi knelt, dirt cold under knees. Hate you for the pain, Dad. But I forgive the man who taught me to drive. Wind carried petals from a wilted wreath. Elias's plot nearby, a dialogue of dust. Back in KC, grief unpacked slow. Levi withdrew, farm visits doubling as escapes. Plowing fields alone, Elias's ghost in every furrow. Isaiah gave space, but worry etched his brow. Talk to me. Leviticus. One night, storm raging. Levi broke. Dad's hate one. Killed him. What if it's in me too? Isaiah pulled him to the window. Rain lashing glass. Nah. You're Elias's boy. Love over legacy. They made love through thunder. Urgent and unyielding. Isaiah's hands pinning wrists. Levi's legs wrapping tight. Cries drowning claps. You're my anchor, Levi panted. Isaiah's release shuddered deep. And you're my storm. Spring bloomed defiant. Dogwoods pink against blue. Becca moved in summers, interning at an animal shelter, her laughter filling voids. Mom wrote weekly, halting bridges. Recipes, Becca updates, veiled I love yous. Levi replied sparse, but sent photos, him and Isaiah at worlds of fun. Grins wide. Farm sunsets. Peace-pieced. Yet betrayal's echo lingered in Uncle Ray's final play, a leaked email chain, Elias's confessions forged, splashed in tabloids, dying regrets, gay grandson blackmailed fortune. Levi's phone exploded. Reporters, trolls, old classmates demanding slurs. Isaiah shielded, deleting voicemails, but the toll mounted. They're painting you as the villain, Isaiah fumed, pacing. Levi shrugged, numb. Story of my life. Cracks widened. Isaiah snapping at delays, Levi retreating to fields. Sex turned mechanical, touches obligatory, until one June dawn, Isaiah packed again. Need space, Lev. This poison's eating us. The slam echoed like Dad's fist. Levi drove to the farm, rain-slick roads mirroring tears. He slept in Elias's old room, dust motes dancing in moonlight, clutching the will like scripture. Dawn brought clarity, phone to Isaiah. Come home. Fight with me. No reply. Becca called. Frantic. Mom's bad heart stuff. Get here. Willow Creek blurred past. Hospital fluorescence harsh. Mom lay pale. Tubes snaking. Becca vigilant. She asked for you, nurse said. Levi entered. Throat tight. Levi. Mom's voice whisper. Forgive me. For the fire. For everything. He took her hand. Veins mapped like rivers. Forgiven, Mom. Long time. Her smile flickered, eyes closing peaceful. She slipped away at noon. Becca's wail the eulogy. Funeral doubleheader. Harlan plots side by side. Church half empty, judgments unspoken. Levi spoke. Voice steady. They taught me love's messy. But worth it. Isaiah appeared at reception. Eyes haunted. Heard about your mom. Levi cut him. Fierce. Stay. Please. Isaiah nodded. Hand slipping into Levi's, anchor resecured. Summer waned. Grief a tide. They rebuilt brick by brick. Therapy sessions. Isaiah's brushstrokes lighter. Farm co-op with Becca. Hands in soil healing. August heatwave. They escaped to Platte. Fishing like Elias. Lines cast. Beers cracked. Marry me? Isaiah asked casual. Ring from a pawnshop Mustang keychain, silver. Etched rise. Levi's yes was a tackle hug into shallows. Water splashing. Laughter free. Hell yes. But Ray's shadow loomed. Final court. Perjury charges. Levi testified. Unflinching. Grandpa chose love. You chose lies. Judge hammered gavel. Disbarment. Restitution. Victory tasted bittersweet. Ashes to avenger. Fall painted leaves gold. Wedding small courthouse. Becca maid of honor. Isaiah's mom's toasting. Rings exchanged. Vows raw. Through fires and fields. I choose you. Reception at farm. Bonfire ironic. Healing. Stars witnesses. Autumn's palette deepened into November's rust and umber. The farm a canvas of harvest golds under skies vast as forgiveness. Levi and Isaiah's wedding lingered like afterglow. Photos pinned to fridge. Them mid-kiss. Becca photobombing goofy. Rings glinting on calloused hands. Life settled into grooves worn smooth. Isaiah's senior show at school. Levi's AG degree nearing finish. Weekends tag-teaming farm chores with Becca. Now a vet tech apprentice. Her dorm in Lincoln a weekend haunt. Mom and Dad's house sold. Proceeds split quiet, no fanfare. Just checks deposited. Ghosts exorcised. But peace was fragile porcelain. Isaiah's art took flight, commissions from KC Galleries, a solo exhibit in St. Louis drawing scouts from Chicago. "It's big, Lev," he'd say, eyes alight over takeout Thai, sketches of urban grit clashing with prairie portraits. Levi cheered, pride swelling, but envy nipped, his world rooted, Isaiah's wings itching. "Go conquer," Levi urged, masking the twinge when Isaiah jetted for weekends, returning sun-kissed and buzzing with contacts. Thanksgiving anchored them. Becca's first turkey, lopsided but loved, Isaiah's jambalaya stealing show, a quiet toast to the gone, Elias's pipe on mantle, Harlan and Margaret's photos softened by time. "To family," Isaiah said, arm around Levi's waist. Becca clinked. "Misty. The best kind." Snow-dusted fields that night, them bundled on porch, breaths fogging, Levi's head on Isaiah's shoulder. "This is enough?" Levi murmured. Isaiah kissed his temple. "More than," Winter whispered doubts. Isaiah's phone lit with offers, NYC residency. 6 months. All expenses. "Think about it," he broached over cocoa. Fire crackling. Levi's mug paused mid-sip. 6 months? Alone? Isaiah's sigh heavy. "Not alone. Growing. For us." Argument simmered low. Levi's fears of abandonment. Isaiah's hunger for more than supporting actor in their love story. "I'm proud. But damn. It hurts," Levi admitted, voice cracking. Isaiah cupped his face, thumbs brushing tears. "Then come. Sublet. Visit. Make it ours." But Levi couldn't. Farm contracts. Becca's holidays. Roots delving deeper. Isaiah went anyway. January winds howling farewell at the airport. "Video every night," he promised. Kiss lingering. Levi nodded, throat tight, driving home through slush, apartment echoing. Calls sustained. Isaiah's tales of Soho lofts. Levi's farm freezes. But static crept, time zones, exhaustion, silences stretching. Becca noticed, cornering him at the co-op. "Fight for him, big bro. Like he fought for you." Levi hugged her fierce. "Trying, Bex. Always trying." February's chill mirrored isolation. Levi threw into work expansion plans, solar panels on barns, Elias's progressive ghost guiding. But nights hollowed, bed too vast, Isaiah's pillow scent faded. A care package arrived, sketches of NYC skyline with Levi's face superimposed. Note, "Missing my farmer." Levi's reply video teared up, "Hurry home. Fields need rain." Isaiah laughed, but eyes shadowed. 2 months. Feels eternal. Spring equinox brought thaw and temptation. A Chicago friend visited Isaiah. Old flame from art school. Photos surfacing. Arms linked at openings. Captions flirty. Levi's gut twisted. Trust fracturing. Call that night. "Who's Alex?" Isaiah's pause damning. "Old friend." Nothing, but Levi heard the hedge. "Don't lie." "Not us." Voices rose, accusations, defenses, ending in Isaiah's slam. "You tie me down." "Levi, I need air." Line dead. Levi shattered glass in rage. Shards like heart. Betrayal bloomed full when Becca called. Voice small, saw online. Isaiah with that guy. Kissing. Levi's world grade. Driving to airport blind. Confronting at baggage claim. Isaiah paled, Alex trailing awkward. Lev, it's not. Levi's fist clenched. But words won. Chose your air. Lose mine. He walked. Airport din muffling sobs. Flight home a blur. Willow Creek swallowed him. Farm a bomb of routine. Plowing fury into furrows. Becca's hugs silent support. Isaiah's texts flooded. Mistake. Please. Levi deleted. Blocking. Grief a winter unrelenting. Becca mediated. Reading Isaiah's letters aloud. Raw apologies. Panicked. You're my everything. But scars festered. Dad's hate reborn in Isaiah's weakness? Summer scorched. Becca's internship ending in tears. Don't let him break you. Levi softened. Meeting Isaiah neutral, Platte banks. Waters rushing judgment. Isaiah arrived wrecked. Dreads unkempt. Eyes hollow. I fucked up. Alex was escape, not love. From missing you so bad it hurt. Levi's voice steel. Trusts a car you burned. Isaiah. Rebuild it. They talked till dusk. Fears unpacked. Promises forged. Isaiah's hand tentative. Let me try. Levi nodded. Slow. Earn it. Reconciliation crept tentative. Isaiah back in KC. Couchsurfing roommates. Visits supervised, dinners. Walks. Touches chaste. Love rekindled gradual. A brush of fingers sparking. First kiss hesitant under harvest moon. Tasting like forgiveness. Bed followed. Slow worship. Isaiah's mouth reverent on Levi's scars. Levi's hands gentle. Reclaiming. Never again, Isaiah vowed. Thrusts measured. Eyes locked. Levi's climax crested waves. Binding anew. Fall anchored progress. Isaiah's exhibit return. Roots and wings. Levi central muse. Crowds murmuring approval. Becca officiated vow renewal. Farm altar of hay bales. Rings re-exchanged. Through betrayals and blooms. Party raged, locals thawing. Toasts to resilience. But humaneness tested. Uncle Ray's deathbed plea. Cancer ravaging. Levi visited alone. Hospital sterile as regret. Ray wheezed. Sorry. Boy. Greed blinded. Forgive. Levi's hand squeezed frail. Elias would. So do I. Ray passed peaceful. Will's remnants donated circle closed. Winter's grip loosened into December's light. Isaiah proposed expansion. Art co-op on farm. City creatives meeting soil. Levi grinned. Our legacy. Christmas Eve. Snow soft. They danced kitchen slow to Coltrane. Becca giggling from couch. Happily ever? Isaiah murmured. Levi's yes hummed true. Yet climax brewed unseen. Spring floods hit hard. Platte swelling. Farm underwater. Crops drowned. Levi waded muck. Isaiah beside. Sandbags futile. Insurance lagged. Debts mounted. NYC temptation whispered again. Isaiah's silence damning. One storm-lashed night. Levi confronted. Go if you must. But don't drag me under. Isaiah's face crumpled. Fight with me, Lev. Not against. Dawn cleared waters. Resolve to. They rebuilt, crowdfund from Isaiah's networks. Becca's vet connections for livestock aid. Community rallied. Old foes donating. Church widows quilt. Quarterbacks labor. Levi saw it, humanity's undercurrent. Flowing beneath hate. Summer's heat forged stronger. Co-op bloomed. Artists dotting fields with easels. Isaiah's murals on silos. Becca announced engagement. Town boy. gentle. Wedding farmside, Levi walking her. Isaiah best man, loves the real inheritance. Fall harvest golden. They stood porch, arms linked. We made it, Levi said. Isaiah's kiss soft, and more. November's winds heralded change. Leaves spiraling like unanswered prayers across the Harlan acres. The farm stood reborn. Flood scars faded to fertile black earth. Solar panels glinting like beacons of stubborn hope. The co-op a hive of paint-splattered dreamers bartering canvases for cider. Levi and Isaiah navigated it all with seasoned grace. Mornings in bed. Sunlight slanting through curtains to trace lazy patterns on sweat-damp skin. Levi's lectures on sustainable yields to wide-eyed interns. Isaiah's workshops on queer narratives in landscape, voices intertwining like vines. Becca's wedding had sealed the season. Her in white lace under the old oak. Levi's arm steady. Isaiah's toast rye. To loves that weather storms. May yours flood less. But beneath the idol, tremors stirred. Isaiah's star ascended. A Guggenheim nod. Whispers of MoMA interest. His pieces fetching 5 figures at auctions. Levi swelled with pride. Framing articles on the mantel beside Elias's pipe. But the pull tugged visible. Late-night emails from curators. Isaiah's sketches veering urban. Less rooted. It's opportunity, he'd say over farm-fresh breakfasts, fork pausing mid-bite. Levi nodded, forcing smile. Grab it. Just us first. Isaiah's hand covered his, warm but fleeting. Always, Thanksgiving gathered them fuller. Becca and her husband, Tim solid, corn-fed, with a shy grin that earned Isaiah's nod. Mama Washington flying in, pots clanging with soul food symphony. Laughter echoed barn rafters, stories swapped like heirlooms. Elias's war yarns, Harlan's rare soft moments, Margaret's secret pie crust trick. As plates cleared, Levi caught Isaiah's gaze lingering on Becca's bump, early pregnancy glow. Kids, Isaiah ventured later, porch swing creaking. Levi's throat tightened. Someday. With you. Isaiah's smile shadowed. Yeah. Someday. Winter wrapped Willow Creek in hush. Snow muffling the world's clamor. Isaiah jetted to NYC for a panel. 3 days stretched to 5. Calls crackling with static and excuses. Levi tilled frozen plots alone. Becca's visits a buoy. He's scared, Lev, of settling. Levi's hoe struck clay. So am I. Return brought makeup sex, fierce, almost frantic. Isaiah's body pinning Levi to the quilt. Hips grinding urgent. Bites marking collarbones like claims. Missed you, Isaiah growled. Release ripping through them both. But Levi tasted desperation in the salt. Spring unfurled green and greedy. Co-op buzzing with residencies. Chicago poets. KC sculptors. A trans muralist from LA tagging silos with trans flags woven into wheat sheaves. Isaiah thrived. Curating. But Levi saw the drift. Suitcases half-packed. Browser history of flights. One lilac-scented evening. Confrontation brewed over irrigation plans. You're leaving, Levi stated. Maps forgotten. Isaiah's denial faltered. Not leaving. Expanding. MoMA wants a series, year in residence. Levi's laugh bitter. A year? After vows. Floods. Everything. The fight erupted cataclysmic. Words weapons. Levi's selfish. Clashing Isaiah's stifled. Plates shattered. Echoes of the Mustang's pyre. Isaiah stormed out. Truck roaring to the city. Text trailing, need time. Love you. Levi collapsed amid shards. Becca arriving dawn to sweep and sob with him. Call him back, she urged. Levi's voice hollow. Some fires don't relight. Summer sun beat merciless. Farm a grind of solitude. Levi poured into Legacy, Community Solar Co-op. Scholarships in Elias's name for queer youth AG programs. Becca's baby shower anchored joy. Blue booties. Laughter. But Isaiah's absence a ghost at the punch bowl. Letters arrived. Isaiah's. Scrawled from Manhattan lofts. City's electric, but empty without you. Forgive my cowardice. Levi burned one, kept another, heart warring. Climax crested August. Heatwave haze. Isaiah's call. Voice wrecked. Lev accident. Taxi. Ribs cracked. But coming home. Levi flew frantic. LaGuardia to bedside. Isaiah pale in hospital whites. Bruises blooming like accusations. Stupid. Isaiah croaked. Hand-seeking. Levi gripped. Tears hot. Idiot. Don't you dare leave me for real. Isaiah's laugh pained. Never. Realized mid-MoMA pitch. You're my masterpiece. They clung. Monitors beeping benediction. Love's fragility etched deep. Recovery dragged Isaiah back slow. Flights grounded. Canvases paused. Levi shuttled care packages. Farm jams. Becca's quilts. Fall harvest healed. Them side by side threshing wheat. Isaiah's arm in sling. Laughter in chaff. Stay, Levi asked. Dusk gilding them gold. Isaiah's nod solemn. Roots deeper than wings. Build here with you. Winter's embrace turned tender. Isaiah's series evolved. Prairie palimpsests. Layers of loss and love scraped to revelation. Exhibited local. Drawing crowds from Omaha. Becca birthed a boy. Elias Tim. Cradled in Levi's arms. Isaiah's finger tracing tiny fist. Our nephew, Isaiah whispered. I soft. Practice. Spring bloomed promise. Adoption talks. Quiet with a lawyer versed in queer families. Summer co-op expanded. Scholarships blooming. First recipient. A trans kid from Lincoln. Eyes wide at fields. Like Elias for me, Levi told Isaiah. Porch swing swang. Isaiah's kiss deepened. Like you for me, but humaneness demanded reckoning. Mom's old church friend visited. Widow Ellis. Once prayer chain spearhead. Heard your story. Wronged you. Elias was right. Love wins. Tea turned tears. Forgiveness fluid as plat. Falls crescendo. Isaiah's vow. Knee in harvest dust. Marry me proper? Here. Now. Levi's yes hooped free. Wedding farm full. Rainbow flags on fences. Becca's babe gurgling. Mama Washington's blues band swinging. Vows echoed. Through betrayals and blooms. Fires and floods, I choose you. Levi Harlan. Rings gleamed. Kiss ceiling under arch of sunflowers. Years layered like soil. Elias Tim toddling fields. Adoption of twins, Jada and Micah. Chicago rescues. Isaiah's heritage honored. Farm thrived. Co-op a haven. Queer artists farming. Families forming. Becca's brood grew. Holidays a roar of chaos and cornbread. One November Eve. Snow dusting anew. Levi and Isaiah walked riverbanks. Grandsons in tow. Gray threading curls. Hands linked eternal. Worth every scar, Levi murmured. Isaiah's arm tightened. every flame. Love's the will we write ourselves. In Willow Creek's quiet heart, they stood, roots and wings entwined, legacy not stolen but sown. Human, flawed, fierce, a testament that from ashes, empires of the soul rise.